Welcome back to Engineering Mechanics, EGM 3512. And after we talked about truss structures last lecture from a method of joint standpoint, we are now talking about the method of sections, and I will define that term for you today. But before we talk about that particular procedure, let's talk about our actual goal and objectives today. So what we will do now is introduce rotational equilibrium for our analysis. Remember that for the method of joints, we only used the sum of the forces in X and the sum of the forces in Y. And now we are adding rotational equilibrium, meaning the sum of the moments about a point. And that will help us to calculate our forces in a truss system, the member forces. So I will introduce to you how that is done. And then I will also continue with another thing that we talked about last class, which is the zero force members. So those zero force members are quite often available in larger truss structures. And for larger truss structures, we use the method of joints. So it makes sense to talk about those in the context of trusses in this lecture. And then our ultimate goal is to use the method of sections just to determine a maximum of 3 member forces. And you probably already can guess where the 3 comes from. So the third condition comes from the fact that now we're adding the rotational equilibrium. And so I have the 3 conditions: sum of the forces in X, sum of the forces of Y, and sum of the moments in about any point. So that we can use to calculate 3 member forces in any truss structure.